this week's garden video. I'll start by showing some of my melon plants, full-size watermelons. This is over here. Okay, so this is the Orange Glow watermelon, and I believe this is a tender sweet orange. That's the Moon and Stars, and then striped blue ribbon Klondike watermelon. And then over here I have a Cow Sweet watermelon, Congo watermelon, and I put two Hale's Best Cantaloupe back there that haven't germinated yet. And they are in these gigantic containers. I would guess at least 20 gallons, if not more. But that's where the watermelons are. I'm going to take a walk inside the garden. So first up, let's just stick with the melons. This is the Minnesota Midget, Kajari melon here. I know there's a bunch of weeds, so I probably have to point it out. That is the Sugar Baby bush, which is still really tiny. And then these two, that's a Sweet Passion melon. Also a Sweet Passion melon over here underneath the weeds, and the Cosmos and zucchini that are taking over. I've pulled 3 zucchini so far, 2 green bush and 1 Cocosella di Napoli. So those are massive, taking over, flowering like crazy, and just looking overall beautiful. Here is a peek at the butternut squash growing up the cage. Here's the lettuce bed. So I don't remember this first kind of lettuce in here. It's some type of romaine. It might be Jericho romaine lettuce. Nor do I remember this next one. What is it? Let's see. This is oak leaf lettuce. I thought so, but I wasn't quite sure. And then that's some red marigolds. A line of Cosmos in here, as well as some borage that self-seeded all over the place. And then some red romaine lettuce and red sales lettuce on the end, and also some purple bok choy. And finally seeing a little bumblebee in here. I haven't seen any pollinators, but there's the borage again. And this is the bean and flower bed. And you see my little bee. I'm so happy to see him. That's Danny. Hey. And then the pole beans, bee balm. The pole beans are finally climbing up the trellis, so they should hopefully start flowering and filling in soon. I do have some cow peas planted down here, but I don't know how well they're gonna do once they really start getting shaded out by the pole beans. But the pole beans have filled in nicely. I might have overplanted, but okay. Anyway, Cosmo is finally flowering. And have some, I think these are bachelor buttons that should be taking off soon. Here's the mint bed. This had been featured a couple of times in the garden video. These petunias underneath, which are completely shaded out now. Can somebody explain what's wrong with that? I just saw a leaf hopper on there. Is that what they do? I don't know. Here is Kellogg's breakfast tomato, really filling out nicely. some garlic, which some is starting to lay over. Hopefully I'll have some garlic soon. There's the cantaloupe and sunflower. I thought that was a zinnia this whole time. That is hopefully my Velvet Queen sunflower. But that is a honeydew green flesh melon, as well as some poppies in there as well. Here is the corn and spaghetti squash growing in there. You can see taking over. But yeah, there's the corn. It's Father's Day, so if you hear the noise in the background, it's people celebrating. And here is the spaghetti squash bed. I did spray with a milk spray a couple of days ago because I noticed the powdery mildew picking up. But it has filled in quite nicely and have quite a bit of spaghetti squash. I hand pollinated this big one back here. The rest of them, it was raining, so I didn't get out here to do it, but hopefully I'll have a decent amount. Some more Bachelor Buttons and Cosmos. And this is the Dr. White's tomato. This is one so far. I don't have any tomatoes on it. Here's the red beef steak. And I do have a couple of tomatoes. Sorry, I just saw the bumblebee flying around. Don't want to get in its way. Do have a couple of tomatoes on the beef steak. It's really exciting. There's another one. Some more elsewhere. Hey, Danny. Can you be quiet? Thank you. And then this is, okay, apparently you can't. This is the Green Giant. Got a couple of tomatoes on here too. Oh, that one still has the flower connected, but here is the Black Seaman. No. Black Brandywine Black, sorry. Still the shortest tomato, but it finally has a little flower on it, so I'm excited about that. Does it look like a double blossom? I don't know. But anyway, it's still the shortest out of all of the tomatoes, because next door, here is my mortgage lifter. Another one I don't have any tomatoes on yet. And I did remove the cage from the center. There was a windstorm and it fell over. And plus I want to take a couple of these tomatoes out of here and put them in some pots anyway. But no tomatoes on here yet. But next door, with my Black Seaman, I do have, I think, 1 or 2 tomatoes on here. Yeah, I have 2 so far. Exciting. And on my favorite tomato so far, I haven't tasted these other ones I've just shown you. Well, other than the beefsteak, I've tasted those. But here's my Kellogg's breakfast tomato with at least 2 tomatoes on it so far. And this is my favorite tasting slicer. But I'm looking forward to tasting the mortgage lifter. Actually, I'm looking forward to tasting all of them. So again, here's a back view. That's the spaghetti squash I hand pollinated. And they're all growing up this tower, so they seem to be pretty happy. And I did see a little nasturtium growing in there the other day. Hopefully they spill out so I can see them. And I put some hay down so the spaghetti squash can grow up without a bunch of weeds. Here is another Brandywine Black. I believe that's what it is. It wasn't marked, but I think that's what it is. That I moved out of that tomato bed to give them some space. And then here's my garlic falling over. And here is the purple Russian tomato. I think it's like Indian over here. And I also have the first tomato. So I'm quite happy this week because I was like, where are the tomatoes? And now I'm finally seeing them pick up. And here I'm apparently growing a bucket of weeds. Okay. And more garlic. Nasturtiums, garlic somewhere in there. I don't know if nasturtiums and garlic compete because now the garlic's kind of all falling over, or maybe it's just that time. And then another Velvet Queen sunflower, which still hasn't come to a head yet. I'll be excited when it does that. And here's the tomato cage I moved from over here. And now come to the other tomato bed, where the first one is a Dr. Wykes again. No tomatoes on this plant yet. It's flowering nicely, but no tomatoes just yet. I don't think this one might have one. No, I don't feel anything yet. Oh, that one does. This one probably has a tomato in there. Hopefully it was pollinated. I did see a bumblebee flying around the other day. And this is my most productive tomato so far. This is an orange oxheart. And it's got, I think I counted about 7 or 8 tomatoes on here. This is another one I've never tried before. So I'm looking forward to it. And I know the oxhearts are also good for paste. So I might just end up with some orange tomato sauce. Because there are so many. And these are some of the first ones to grow. I don't know if I can get a shot of them. Oh yeah, there you go. So those are the largest on the plant so far. And then next door, another smaller Brandywine black. Not quite as far as everything else, which is fine. Here is another green giant. This one has not put off any tomatoes. I don't even see any open flowers there. Looks like there would be a cluster there, but so far, nothing. There are my cucumbers, jalapenos I still have to find a place for, which will be somewhere in here. I just need to get in here, take the weeds out, and put the peppers in. Here's, what is this? This is another orange oxheart, and another one that has a few tomatoes on it, but here's the biggest one. Another one behind it. So that's that. The borage again, self-sowed. And here's one that I put in, growing around the cabbages, and there's some cilantro that's apparently going to seed. Some, what's it called, Swiss chard going to seed. Chives flowering again. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is broccoli or cauliflower. I think these two are broccoli. And then there's Danny again. And then there's my resident brassica spider feasting on something. But I leave him there because I haven't seen any cabbage worms. And he's been huddled there for a couple of weeks now, so I told him as long as he does his job, he's welcome, and so far he's doing his job. I cut the parsley way back. My mother likes tabbouleh, so cut that off so she can make some of that along with some of the mint. Here's some more cosmos and the black vernissage tomato. I still have not found a place for it yet, but I do need to get it in some dirt because the roots are starting to come out of the bottom. And my little, I don't think this is a Tiny Tim tomato. I can't remember the variety. I tried the Tiny Tim and none of them germinated. So then I got another one. But it's producing finally. It was flowering for the longest time, but now we finally have some little tomatoes on there. So hopefully they taste good. More self-sown barrage. Here's Cubanelle peppers flowering and growing. I have little Cubanelle right there. And these are store-bought. Danny. These are store-bought green peppers. And the California Wonder pepper plant that I bought is also flowering and producing peppers. And here are banana peppers. As you can see, there's some further in the back, growing quite nicely. Don't know what I'm gonna do with all of those banana peppers. Here is the golden California Wonder, which is way behind, and I think it's because it's shaded out by this borage. So I'm thinking of cutting that out, even though I know it's a really good flower to have in the garden. I have 4 other plants, so I think I'll be okay. Anyway, here's an orange bell pepper. Again, that's my green bell pepper. I don't remember the names of all of these, but there's my Objarski pepper. That's my biggest one. My pride and joy so far. And then these little ones that are still trying to catch up. And this one, this is a jalapeno back here. Again, store-bought. Because I didn't think mine were actually going to pick up and do much of anything, but they did. So, oh, finally got my first Shasta daisy. My dog can hear the dogs next door, so he's talking to everybody. The white currant tomato has some little tomatoes on it. Again, this is my first time growing this. I have tried the red currant tomatoes and they were so delicious. That's what made me want to try the white currant. And these are a yellow one, another store-bought variety, the yellow sun sugar cherry, and they're very pretty. Sorry, I was way out of focus. So here they go. There's quite a bit of them. So I'm looking forward to tasting these. And here, I think these are the same ones. Yes, the sun sugar. I just haven't gotten that big yet. And here's some more. I do have some red currant tomatoes in here, but they're so hard to see. Oh, well, here's some. Very tiny little tomatoes, but they are so delicious. Oh, that's it. That is my garden as of today, which I have no idea what day it is. June. I don't know. But it's looking good. It's Father's Day, so whatever day Father's Day is, we're there. I didn't show you my Anaheim pepper, so I might go ahead and show you that. But first, a pan around the garden. And I did finally get that cleared. I still got to get this tarp up. Oh, and there's Danny. Okay, so the Anaheim pepper is back behind all of this where I didn't weed whack. The battery died. Pardon me. Lots of moths. Okay, so anyway, this is the Anaheim pepper. Oh wow, it's grown so big. That is the Anaheim pepper, and it is loaded with flowers. So I can't wait to taste it. I've never tried an Anaheim pepper, but I do like hot stuff. Oh, and now you can see the Cocosella di Napoli. Nice striped zucchini. Got a few of them. I also did not show my Bocchino peppers, which this is it right here. That's a weed. That's the Bocchino, and that's the yellow Bocchino Peruvian pepper. And those are 2 red ones. The red ones wouldn't germinate inside the house, so I finally have those coming up, and I'll probably overwinter them since they took so long. That is, I have no idea what that is. I wonder if that's a calendula opening up, because it looks like a flower head. But I have 2 Blacktail Mountain watermelons in there, and they're surrounded by weeds. Again, got to get over here and pull those out, but have cosmos in there, and I think that's a calendula, but I'm not quite sure. I'll wait till it opens up and see what it is. Those are Blacktail Mountain watermelons, and now we have reached the conclusion of the garden on Father's Day 2018, 19, wow, 2019. Hopefully all the fathers had a great day. See you next week.